everyone. Welcome to the November newsletter. Sorry this is a little late getting to you. I was waiting on a couple of things. I didn't want to quite send it out just yet. I just got them in, so I wanted to get this out to you now, even though we're almost mid-month here. Well, to start off, I hope that you're all staying safe and warm and dry. We got a good amount of snow here the last few days in Thane. This will be our first winter here in Wyoming, and we're looking forward to it, but already getting a little bit cold. So we'll see how it goes. Well, I want to congratulate our winners for our contest last month in the month of October. We had 3, and they're probably getting to be some familiar names to you. We had Kendra Ware, Bryce Burnham, and Zach Thompson. They all had excellent months. We even had a few others that were very close to getting gift cards. It was the best month that we've had in the agency so far this year. October was wonderful. So thank you for all that you do. I'm excited to get those 3 their gift cards. I hope I can send out more this next month in December for November. All right, so talking about Bryce Burnham, actually later in this newsletter, I had the opportunity to sit down with Bryce over Zoom and talk to him about how he does so well. If you don't know Bryce, he owns a couple of funeral homes in Arizona, and he is also a pre-need agent and funeral director, obviously, and he does very well. So we're going to jump over to that interview actually right now so you can get a little bit better of an idea of who Bryce is and how he does so well. Bryce, we've been super impressed with what you've been able to do as a funeral home owner, a director, and licensed pre-need agent. You consistently have high sales every month. You're in our top 3 or 4 agents, it seems, every single month. And a lot of our agents, like I mentioned to you, are also either funeral directors or funeral home owners or both. And it seems like it's just kind of a lot to juggle throwing pre-need into the mix. So I wanted to just have you maybe explain how you balance everything and make sure that you're still keeping up on some of those leads of people that have interest in pre-need.
Okay. So as you explained, I own two little mortuaries in a rural communities in Arizona. And so not trying to push aside what you do, Sam, but of course, when there's an at-need, basically, not emergency, but, an at-need first call and I need to make a removal, do an embalming or whatever, of course, that has priority over pre-need. So I, of course, have to take care of my business as a business owner first. But then when I have, I shouldn't say downtime, but times throughout the day, times throughout the week, when I can make pre-need calls or I can schedule appointments with families that for one reason or another in the at-need arrangement or from mailers, I'll schedule the different appointments, put them on my calendar and hope, kind of cross my fingers that other mortuary stuff doesn't get in the way. And then, have those families come into the mortuary and set up their pre-need or talk to them about pre-need and why it's a great idea. Or else I'll go to their homes too. I've done that and sat down with them, I'll usually give them a planning guide for sure and visit with them of, this is just such a good thing to do and try and in the right way, not being too salesman-like, but, show them, hey, this is what you should do and it's a wise thing to do for your family. And I have pretty good success when I have a pre-need appointment. I think I probably close, I don't know what the averages are, Sam, you'd probably know, but I probably close 60-70% of solid appointments that I have.
That's awesome.
Close. If I'm using the right word, close, they sign up, we do a contract.
Yeah, right.
But I have people, that'll give me some time to think about it. And of course, that's not great for, getting them into the plan. But of those, I bet I still get a quarter to a half of them coming back and doing a pre-need.
Yeah.
I'm not like just distraught. Sorry, they walked out the door and didn't get them to sign up because I'm kind of the only shop in town. And so eventually, if they do like the idea, they're going to buy a contract from me.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? You mentioned you own a couple of funeral homes and a couple of small towns. Most of the funeral homes that we work with in our agency are in smaller towns. And like I said, the funeral home owner is also the agent, or they have a director that's an agent, or they may have a relative that's working in the funeral home there with them selling pre-need. How do you feel like that influences the people that you're meeting with, where they know they're meeting with the owner? Well, I'll let you answer that before I continue.
And I don't have any other agents, you know this. I don't have any other agents that sell for me. I'm the one that is the agent and does all the sales as well as, you know, funeral directing responsibilities. So they're having lived here 15 years and served the community. I'm not bragging when I say this, but I do know probably 80-90% of the people in my communities, or they know me and they kind of respect me and stuff. So I think when it comes to suggesting they do this, I don't ever get hardly anyone that's like, oh, that's a crazy thing to do. You're trying to just get us. And I don't have that at all. It really just comes down to kind of the basic things of, do they really embrace the idea? Number one, probably. And then number two is kind of the cost and making it in a budget for them. But I don't know if I'm answering your question.
No, that's perfect answer. I feel like
it's kind of a goodwill. I guess what I mean to say is, as a funeral director, when you get to know the whole community pretty much, I'm very believable of what I'm trying to express they should do. Yeah. And it's simple to do that, and it's pretty easy actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
sure.
Like, hey, and it's like, I'm still going to be your friend whether you do a contract ahead of time or not. Yeah. But this is just a wise thing to do for your family and who's going to be surviving. And they go away with, you know, if I don't make the sale, they go away with like, hey, you know, totally feeling like, yeah, we ought to do that someday. They usually don't go away thinking, what a crazy thing to do. And
right.
So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. I'm actually a little bit jealous. I'm very jealous actually of you, where you in your position, as you just mentioned, you hold a huge position of trust in your community. And that's everything in our industry, right? When I but ask families after they've lost somebody and I'm helping with an aftercare appointment, sometimes I'll go through a survey and ask them if they felt like the prices of the funeral home were fair. Okay. And almost always the answer is, we have no idea. We don't know. We just went to you because you're who we trust, right? You helped us with our mom. You helped us with our relative. We're going to you because we trust you. We didn't shop around. And that trust that you have in all aspects of helping this family, whether it's a pre-need or at-need or aftercare, is huge. So as an agent where I don't own the funeral home, I probably haven't been in the community a super long time, and I'm going into somebody's home, acting as a representative of that funeral home, I still generally have to build trust, right? And let them know that I'm there working in their best interest. And like you said, if they decide right now is not a good time for them, it's okay. I made a friend at a minimum, right? But like I mentioned, you're in a wonderful position where the people in the community know you and they're going to trust what you recommend to them. So I think that's awesome. Yeah. I guess, do you have anything else that you'd like to add for those in your shoes? Let's say we've got a funeral home in small town Wyoming, and similar position, the funeral home owner is wearing a lot of hats. You have any suggestions on how to manage your time to make sure nothing gets pushed to the side or put on the back burner?
Right. I'm really not a pro at managing my time that great, Sam, but I try to do the best I can. And like I was saying, you know, the immediate responsibilities at need, they do have to have a little priority on pre-need, because that's just the nature. You know, if I drop those to do the pre-need, families wouldn't be too happy with me. But anyway, the thing I add for funeral home owners, and maybe this is positive to tell them, as a funeral home owner, I only see positive things by having and encouraging and selling pre-need at your mortuary, because number one, of course, it means pretty much guaranteed business coming in the future, and that's great. And of course, Great Western pays a commission, and that's great. But something that kind of gets overlooked, I think, with small town funeral homes, and they don't really do the pre-need as often or as much as they should, is the issue that comes up that you're kind of knocking anybody else that wants to be a competitor to you. You're kind of putting them back or making it a disadvantage for them. And so I think it's a wise thing to sell as much, get as much pre-need on the books in your little community as you possibly can, because then in the long run, at least in the future, anticipation for me is that the sale of the mortuary will be even better to do if you choose to sell your mortuary. And then you'll have business on the books, future business on the book, to kind of discourage some other entity deciding, hey, we're going to put a mortuary in your town. So I think a mortuary owner, this is just a win-win-win all the way around to get as much pre-need business on your books as you can.
Yeah.
Not just because of commission, but because what I just mentioned.
Right. Yeah. We kind of talked about it's like an insurance policy for the funeral home, even
Yes,
guaranteeing future business. And then also, if you were to ever go and sell, this drastically increases the value of your business. If you can say, look, I've got this much on the books in pre-need. I completely agree. Yeah. Well, I won't take up too much more of your time. I really appreciate you taking a minute and chatting with us today. Again, we are super impressed with your sales every month. And I know a huge part of that is because you are very low pressure. You've got a lot of trust in the community, and people are going to go with what you recommend. So again, thanks for all you do. If we can ever do anything for you, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sam.
All right. Hey, thanks, Bryce. Have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Thanks. See you later. Excellent. Thank you again so much, Bryce, for taking the time to sit down with me and go over just a few of those things. We really admire all you're doing down there in Arizona and look forward to continuing our relationship in the future. You've been a family friend, or at least a friend of my parents, for a while now, and it's been a pleasure for me to get to know you over the last couple of years. With that being said, I am going to open up an idea that my dad has had for a while of putting a suggestion box or a feedback box on our website. If you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see a box that says feedback. If you click on that, you can leave feedback or a suggestion or an idea for how we can help you improve your pre-need business. This can be an anonymous suggestion or feedback or an idea, or you can attach your name to it. I want to incentivize everybody to use this box. It's very important for us, and me specifically, to make sure I'm doing everything and more that you expect in your pre-need agency. So every single month, I'm going to choose one idea or suggestion or feedback item and highlight it in our newsletter and award the person that came up with that suggestion, feedback, or idea a gift or an award in the amount of somewhere around $100 every single month. That could be a gift card to Amazon. It could be some tickets to the aquarium. It could be a gift basket. It's going to change every month. And I haven't decided if I'm going to announce exactly what it is or let you choose, but just know it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of about $100. So I really value all of your opinions and ideas and feedback and suggestions. So please use that. And again, as an incentive, I am offering an award to the best feedback, suggestion, or idea each and every month. Thank you again for all that you do. It really is a pleasure getting to know and work with each and every one of you. I truly value our relationships. I value your loyalty, your friendship, and your kindness. If there is anything that you need, anything I can be doing for you that I am not, any supplies that you need more of, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you again for an excellent month. I look forward to seeing and talking to you next month.